guys, it's Sam and happy 2018! Woo! I'm totally not a few days late on this party. It's my first video of the year, so I have to celebrate it somehow, right? Alright. So in line with New Year's resolutions, whether you make them or not, I wanted to make a video that talks about sketchbooks. These... oh. That's on the floor now. These are all the sketchbooks that I worked on in 2017. Okay, I worked on a lot of sketchbooks in 2017, that's the point, okay? Anyway, I've seen a lot of people commenting just around in the artist community about how to both start a sketchbook and also how to finish a sketchbook. And I think I have a little bit of experience. Okay, so let's talk about it. Okay, so here is just me drawing in my sketchbook in the background, just some filler while I talk. Let's get into first motivations and reasons for starting a sketchbook for any of you guys who have trouble with that. Some of the more practical reasons I have are money and time. Sketchbooks can be expensive and those prices can really add up, especially if you're like me and you get excited when you see a blank sketchbook in the store and you're like, oh, think of all the things that I could draw on it, and so you have to buy it, and then you have like 50 other blank ones at home you haven't started yet. That money, it adds up and it can get expensive even if you DIY your own sketchbook. That still costs money and supplies and everything, and you're not using them, so that's just kind of you throwing money out the window. Time kind of goes with that too, because like money, you can also waste time, and I would consider time even more valuable than money. You could have spent all this time that you're not using these sketchbooks practicing, improving, having fun, experimenting, playing around, doing whatever you want to do with your sketchbook. You could have been doing that, but you have opted not to. You know, there's only so much time that you're going to have in your life, and you have to ask yourself whether or not it's worth it to worry about ruining a sketchbook versus actually using that sketchbook. Now this one hits pretty deep with me, and this is when you have that really gorgeous looking sketchbook that's really fancy and really special, and it's got like the nice soft cover, or maybe there's some designs, or maybe it's like a hardcover. One of my sketchbooks I had that I've been carrying around blank for years was a black hardcover with black pages, and I was like, this is so gorgeous. How can I draw in it? I have to save it for something special, and that time will come eventually, right? Probably not. That sketchbook was sitting around for years and years and years, and it was a gift, and I kept wanting to just save it and wait, but then, like, what are you really waiting for? You're just not using it. It's taking up space in your home. It goes back to the whole money and time wastage. Why does it have to be something special? Like, why do you make it out to be something special? Sketchbooks can be whatever you want them to be. They don't have to be precious, and they deserve to be used. What I ended up doing was actually taking that sketchbook and purposely just drawing crap in it, just to force myself to get over this has to be special sort of mindset. I wanted to tell myself that it was okay if it wasn't pretty. It's okay. Even though the outside is this gorgeous, lovely thing, the inside doesn't have to be. And in fact, the inside could still be perceived as that. You can see your scribbles or your messy sketches or whatever as just as precious as the outside sketchbook, because it's all contained together, and that togetherness maybe makes it special. Just find reasons that work for you to use these sketchbooks. And of course, if in the end you cannot find a reason to use whatever sketchbook you have, perhaps consider donating it. Maybe someone else will be able to find some sort of use out of it. And hey, it's giving to others and giving others a chance to draw and create who may not have been able to do so prior. This next advice is pretty common. I've seen this around, but definitely gotta reiterate because I think it's great advice, and that's starting ugly, ruining that first page. Just that pressure, that stress, you know, that anxiety you feel of like, this is the first page, this is the first thing that I'm gonna see when I open this sketchbook, or other people will see if they flip through it. It's gotta be hit, it's gotta be the best, it's gotta be all these things, and then you never end up starting because you can't You can't, because there's so much pressure. So instead, ruin that first page, scribble all over it, or rip it up, or even just skip the first page altogether. Start on the second page. That's an option too. Another thing that might be hindering you in either starting or using your sketchbook is that additional pressure, like making the first page pretty, is having to make every page pretty because you're sharing your sketchbook. You're posting your artwork online, you're sharing it on social media, you're sharing it with your family or friends, and you're showing people your work, and you want it to be something that you're proud of, and you want people to be like, oh wow, that's so cool, and just you want to feel proud of whatever work you have in your sketchbook. But that again has that negative side effect of you can't really draw on it until you have that mental preparation of making something that you would feel worthwhile, which causes the sketchbook to just sit around and wait and be sad because it's not being used. So instead, have a private sketchbook or make that sketchbook private. You could have a private and public sketchbook, so one that you keep just for you and then one that you specifically share, or you could just make all your sketchbooks private and just say, look, nobody's gonna see it but me. Nobody has to know about all these things, and it's okay not to share. It's okay to keep things to ourselves, and that takes away that pressure, that takes away that anxiety and stress, and you can be bold and be super creative and crazy, and you can make as ugly of art as you want, and nobody has to know, and that's what's great about it. And hey, you know what? In the end, you might end up making something really cool that you might want to share anyway, but I think it would help to go in with the expectation that it's just for you, it's private, it's personal, and I think that will help get rid of that pressure as well. If you're worried about ruining a high quality sketchbook, like I mentioned before, something that's pretty or nice, then why not buy some cheap or junky ones? Like you can go to the dollar store and there's lots of sketchbooks there that are just $1, and you can't really quote unquote ruin something what's effectively already ruined, right? So you can DIY your own sketchbooks, or you can buy some cheap junky ones and you won't feel that pressure to have to make anything beautiful out of it because it's just a whatever sketchbook. You can do whatever in it. I have seen this one everywhere on like every artist community, which is people get excited about buying a new sketchbook, so they'll go ahead and start drawing in it. Then, you know, that excitement and motivation kind of wanes, and oh look, a new sketchbook, let's go ahead and get that and start it, and you never really end up finishing any of your sketchbooks. So for those of you who have trouble finishing, don't start new ones until you finish your previous ones. It can definitely be easy to start for some people, but try and prove to yourself that you can finish. For those of you who are worried about like mixing up dates or anything, you can always just write down the days or the dates that you drew, so everything's kind of labeled and organized. And you can also think of it as using up paper, because otherwise this paper is going unused and it's just kind of a waste of paper. So that could be another motivator for you. Finding a quiet place to draw and sketch can also be beneficial, especially if you're like me, when you're easily distracted. So if you sit at your desk normally and you play video games or watch cat videos, then you're gonna be used to doing those sort of things at that desk. So when you sit down to try and be productive, that doesn't really work because you're not in that right mindset. So maybe move to your bed, or maybe move out into the living room, or maybe just turn things off. You can turn off the internet. I know that's terrifying, but it's possible. Or you can turn off the TV, or maybe you can leave the house even. You can go somewhere else. You can go out in your yard. You can go maybe at a local park, a library, a restaurant. Yes, you can bring your sketchbook into a restaurant and you can draw at the table. Just try not to get food on your sketchbook, or maybe do and then make a drawing out of it. Hey, you know, there's another thing you could do. But try and maybe explore your local area and maybe have a little bit of plein air too. That's totally possible as well. For those of you who have trouble thinking about what to draw specifically, you can try Google searching for art challenges or themes. Trust me, you will guaranteed find something that you probably haven't thought of. There's thousands and thousands of different art challenges and themes that people invent and make up all the time. And there's things like limited palette challenge, time limit challenges. You can join in hashtags too, like things like Inktober or Sketchtember, or find more obscure ones. If you have any tools that are just sitting around taking up space, then try using them if you've never used them before. Do you have like a Sharpie in your drawer and you never use Sharpie? Try using your Sharpie and experiment. Maybe do some scribbles or some doodles. See what happens and see what kind of different lines you can make with it or what different effects you can do. I know quite a bit of the advice I have given over the years has been to break your comfort zone, get out there, explore, do crazy things, do things that scare you and that you hate doing. And it's actually also still okay to draw within your comfort zone. And in fact, if you're really struggling to think of something to draw, just draw what's in your comfort zone. If you like drawing faces, then just draw some faces. The point is like have fun filling the sketchbook. And if you're stressing about a blank page, then that's not fun. So just take a break, take a breath, and then just draw what you love drawing, and that's okay too. And if you also want to take some time drawing things outside your comfort zone, then awesome, you can do both of those things. Don't feel like you have to go super crazy and draw crazy stuff all the time. Setting goals is another way to help fill in your sketchbook, giving yourself clear and specific. Specific is the important part. Goals can definitely help. It can be short term, like draw one sketchbook page a day, or long term, like finish a sketchbook in 2 months. And you can make goals within those goals. In fact, sometimes being more specific can actually lead you to completing goals more efficiently. So maybe one week you draw hands, and then maybe the next week it's dogs, and just play around with different themes, or just do, I don't know, set your own goals, whatever works for you. And don't forget to reward yourself for achieving those goals. You want to encourage the behavior and you want to make yourself feel good. You want to be like, yes, I did it and I deserve that ice cream. Do what works for you. Also, take your sketchbook with you. There's always time in life to draw. And I know I've seen people so many times saying, I don't have time to draw, I don't have time to draw. You do. You just have to kind of think smart about it. So are you going to school on the bus? You can draw on the bus. Are you going out for your lunch break at work? You can draw during lunch. Or if you're watching TV and there's commercials, draw during the commercials. Or if you're waiting in line for some event, draw while you're waiting in line. There's a lot of different opportunities to draw, and if you're trying to find them, just pay attention to your schedule and make note of where there are pauses or breaks in your time. Then there you go, that's when you draw. And you can always bring small sketchbooks too. There's a lot of places that sell small ones, or you can DIY your own small sketchbooks to make it easier to carry around and just draw on the go. And get creative with your sketchbooks. You don't actually have to sketch in your sketchbooks. I know I just blew your minds right there. But you can use it as a diary, or you can scrapbook with it. And bullet journaling is a thing that's recently been sort of picking up a community. And you can try all these things, or maybe just shove paper mache in, or some stickers. Like, I mean, I don't personally want to use stickers because stickers are precious and you have to find the right time to use them. But you can do other things in your sketchbook aside from sketching. So try and think outside the box. If you want to try something different, or if you're having a down day, just try something different. There's no shame in that. And it's not really wasted paper because you're having an experience and you're having fun. And that's what's important. That's what sketchbooks are for. And don't rush. I see this a lot too, that everyone goes at their own pace, but they like stress about it. Oh, this person finished their sketchbook so fast. Oh, how does this person draw so much a day? Or it's not, don't compare, all right? You are you, and you draw and you work at your own pace. If you want to change your pace, that's fine, but make it work for you. Don't just be like, I've seen this person draw 100 pages a day. That means I have to do it too. It doesn't really work like that. So just try and find a method and techniques that work for you. And if you're going slow, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with taking years to finish one sketchbook. The idea is to finish. And if you take 5 years to finish, you finished. Pat yourself on the back with that one. And definitely 100%, the most important thing of advice that I could give is to have fun. because that's what drawing is about, that's what sketchbooks are about, and that's what life is about. So draw anything and everything, make mistakes, fail, screw up, just enjoy yourself. Life is too short. Remember, time is an expense, and I would rather you guys have fun in your time. So just put those worries aside and just finish the sketchbook. And finally, the last bit of advice is to stop looking up how to finish a sketchbook and actually finish the sketchbook. Or start the sketchbook if that's what you're here for. But just go, just do your thing. But hey, after you've started or finished your sketchbook and you would like further distractions and or inspiration and or other tutorials and things of that nature, then you can go to my website, sambeawesome.com, where I have this in blog form as well as other tutorials and information. So definitely go check that out if you haven't already. Alright, so those are my tips for you guys. Hopefully you found them helpful. Again, if you would like to read these tips or just see some more pictures from my sketchbook, definitely check out my website, sambeawesome.com. Lots of resources, tutorials, information, and just some of my art, if you want to look at my art, all over there. If you guys have any tips of your own on how to start or finish or just anything about sketchbooks, you can leave them in the comments down below. If you haven't already subscribed, definitely do so, especially if you're interested in art-related videos, because that's what I do here on this channel. In case it wasn't obvious. But anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope you had a wonderful new year, and I am looking forward to 2018, and hopefully it'll be a great year for all of us. So, all the best. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!